The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading regional advocate for the economic and civic interests of the Hispanic business community. We seek to empower our members through a diverse range of programs and initiatives. The Chamber provides the business community with resources needed to build economic success. For more information, please visit our website at www.houstonhispanicchamber.com. Hello and welcome to CBS. I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We've got a great show lined up for you. Today we've got our friend here joining us from AARP. That's correct, AARP. You've heard of them. They do great work out in the community. Isabel Longoria is going to talk to a little bit more about her role as Associate State Director of Outreach and Advocacy. Isabel, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
You've been a great partner. We had you at this time last year on our Impact Summit. You talked a lot about long-term care and all of the important things one should know. Tell us what some of the big projects you guys are working on today.
Well, we are working in employees in the workspace.
Okay.
And so if you can imagine, if you are in kindergarten right now, you have a 50% chance of living to be 100. And what that means for companies then is employees are going to stay longer.
Yeah.
And so you have employees who are planning to retire perhaps at 70, 75 and not at 67.
So changes in the workplace, huh?
Changes in the workplace.
So we're living longer, we work longer. How about we live longer and we don't work as much? Is that an option?
That's not an option for folks.
Can we work on that?
Listen, we say whatever people want to do as they live longer and stronger is up to them. But what we're finding is as people are living longer and stronger, they like the workplace. They want to stay engaged. They want to go home and they might take a short retirement and then they said, you know what?
I've always wanted to do this.
Exactly. I'm sure you get a lot of entrepreneurs walking through the door and saying, this is my next adventure.
Yes. So what does this mean for caregivers and employers?
If people are staying in the workplace longer, they might need more caregiving resources. Their spouses, their family might need more caregiving resources. And what we're asking companies is, how are you including that in your benefits package? What are you doing now to anticipate the needs of the workforce in 5 to 10 years?
People would say, well, you know what? Gosh, it's so expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So
sure.
how do they manage? How do they navigate? What's the role that AARP is playing?
Well, we have a whole range of options. So we have an employer toolkit that you can find on our website, aarp.org/Houston.
Yes.
And what that toolkit shows is, listen, this month, can you send an email to your employees and say, here are some community resources for caregiving, right? Can you say next year, I'm going to be a manager who asks about caregiving needs and figuring out flex time resources for my group? And then in the 5 to 10 years, how can we start moving our health benefits package to having paid caregiving lead?
So small baby steps, as you mentioned, just having the conversation. Flex time, I think a lot of people don't realize that that is a big option, especially given traffic, changing the hours from 8 in the morning maybe until 9, working later. So there are things you're saying that employees can do now, employers can do now.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's those small changes.
And the website, as mentioned, you guys have some extraordinary resources that are at no cost. So if you haven't visited, you'd be surprised some of the things that they offer. And I think of the career one that you can take to kind of see, where you fit, and just so many others. So don't be surprised when you visit that website to see some of the incredible resources they have there. So volunteers, you all are doing educational workshops and doing advocacy all over. Volunteer opportunities.
We are a volunteer organization. There's only 3 full-time employees in all of AARP Houston, and so what we depend on is trained volunteers who want to be in their community, who want to teach their neighbors exactly what AARP has to offer, not just hearing it from some suit like me.
Okay, so what would that commitment look like?
It is whatever you want it to be. So about once a week, we send out the different opportunities for the next month, and you get to pick weekends, weekdays, fraud, caregiving, 1 hour, 6 hours, whatever you want. It's whatever you can give us.
So if you're out there, you've got some time on your hand, you want to meet with people, you want to be affiliated with a great organization such as AARP, join them. They've been terrific to the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, great partners to us. Again, we ask that you look at some of their opportunities and get out there and help out. And so one of the things that I've found with AARP is really this preventive and planning and all of those things, and quality for the entire family, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Whether it's for the young ones and those who are retired, or especially, as mentioned, for those who are needing that long-term care, and all the resources that you guys provide on that front.
It's all about intergenerational, and it's not just for 65 plus anymore. It's how can we help families take care of their families.
Because more and more, we're living longer, and we've got parents living with their children, and we have children living with their parents, and it's become a real, big place to be, if you will, and how to manage all of that, which can be Can be stressful, let's
Yeah.
face it.
And millennials, 25% of millennials are caregivers now, which most people don't expect, as they're helping families navigate technology or other aspects of their lives. So it's not just someone's 65 and they get old and they're gonna just stay knitting at home in a corner. It's how can everyone be together?
Super. So for more information, please visit their website at aarp.org/Houston. It's on your screen. We hope that you take advantage of it. We want to say thanks to AARP for their investment in the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and in our community. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back.
Gosh, what a great organization. What great leadership from Dr. Morello. You always want to go where the future is, and this is where the future is. And when you look at this people, the quality of the production, everything about this organization and the leadership, this is what you want to be a part of.
The Hispanic Chamber is a force in policy, in the economy, and in politics.
We've been talking about the ways that the Chamber has grown and how it influences the community.
Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has been very actively involved with HISD.
This is an organization that says, what can we do to help future generations? So that is why Harris County will stand beside this organization, help the Chamber any way it can.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading regional advocate for the economic and civic interests of the Hispanic business community. Our advocacy efforts took center stage in 2018. Our three legislative priorities include DACA, NAFTA, and census. Collectively, the economic impact of these three legislative priorities is $24.8 billion in the greater Houston region. The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce announced a wide-ranging partnership with the City of Houston ahead of the pivotal 2020 U.S. Census to increase engagement and broaden awareness.
I asked them for their support without hesitating. The Hispanic Chamber came to our rescue. Thank you, Dr. Moreno.
This year, Vincent and Elkins filed an amicus brief providing legal arguments for keeping DACA on behalf of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
These DACA recipients are not allowed to stay here. We will lose over $460 billion.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce says not only is this going to impact families, our local economy is going to get a big hit if a legislative solution to this is not found.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce said DACA recipients help drive the local economy.
We'll fight this fight every day until we are able to find a legislative solution.
We saw a victory when the United States District Court agreed with the arguments made in our amicus and denied a preliminary injunction to the plaintiff state seeking to immediately end DACA. We have utilized our media platform, which includes CBS, Intercom, Univision, KHOU 11, and the Q to disseminate facts and figures. Additionally, the national media has taken notice of our chamber and has featured us on Bloomberg, CNN, The Washington Post, NPR, Money Week, to name a few. We've leveraged our 2018 initiatives as part of our outreach to small business and corporate partners in an effort to educate and emphasize our role as the leader of Houston's new majority. We prepared op-eds, wrote white papers, held press conferences, presented on local and national panels, and launched a robust billboard campaign.
NAFTA, as you know, your chamber once again has taken the lead. The numbers don't lie.
This is about jobs, economic impact. We know that a trade between the U.S. and Mexico is over $180 billion as it relates to Texas.
You all are very aware of the importance that this brings to our county, to our region, and the number of jobs that can be created as a result of the MWBE program.
It was also a banner year for the Chamber's annual initiatives. We introduced two groundbreaking and data-focused Hispanic Impact Summits, held the Women's Leadership Conference and Business Expo, Health, Innovation, and Technology Summit, our annual luncheon and Business Expo, the largest in Houston, as well as our elected officials reception, annual awards gala, and we graduated the third cohort of the Business Institute and seventh cohort of Emerging Leaders. The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce remains mission-focused.
And as go Hispanics, so goes Houston.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading regional advocate for the economic and civic interests of the Hispanic business community, the leader of Houston's new majority.
The
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading regional advocate for the economic and civic interests of the Hispanic business community. We seek to empower our members through a diverse range of programs and initiatives. The Chamber provides the business community with resources needed to build economic success. For more information, please visit our website at www.houstonhispanicchamber.com.
Welcome back to CBS. I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So much of the work that we do relies on our engagement at the local, state, and national level. Today we've got our Commissioner, Rodney Ellis. He's going to talk to you a little bit about some of the great things he and the commissioners are doing and why it's important and how it impacts your wallet. So let's stay tuned and let's hear what he's got to say. And of course, we're going to talk about that $2.5 billion bond that just got passed. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for always being such a great friend to the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Anytime we've called on you, you're always there for us. We really appreciate it. When you were in the Senate and now as a commissioner.
Well, you do a great job.
Thank you.
I think the Hispanic Chamber really is a wave of the future.
Thank you.
Our region is really a micro shot of what the rest of this nation is going to look like in the not too distant future.
Well, and we hope that with those growing trends that we see more engagement by the Hispanic community, whether it's voting, civic participation, and that's part of what we're doing, advocacy work that we've been doing with you and others, specifically at the county. Let's talk about that disparity study and what all of this means in terms of a small business program and where we are in that process, Commissioner.
You know, the last phase of Martin Luther King and Cesar Chavez's struggle was for economic rights. And as all of this growth has come about in our region, we're now larger than 25 states. There's a real disconnect between those who have and those who don't have. And unfortunately, most of those people who are at the bottom, look, we're doing well. And there certainly are Hispanics and African Americans, women who are at the top. But disproportionately, that gap is there, and we just can't sustain that. And I think it's really a part of the mission of the Hispanic Chamber. Harris County, for far too long, I think, has been an area of government that was sort of like a shadow government. People would go to City Hall and raise all kinds of cane for business opportunities, to increase wages and everything else, but really not pay as much attention to the county. Really, unfortunately, because of revenue caps, county spends more money than the city. County's budget's slightly, maybe about $300 million more if you count all of the money we control, flood control, hospital district. It's not a district anymore, but you know, Harris Health and the toll road entity. That's why it's important for us to do at the county level what the city did back in 1984. They came up with a program to encourage more entrepreneurialism from our minority-owned businesses and women-owned businesses. First step is you got to do a disparity study.
So that's on its way?
And the reason, it's on its way. The reason you got to do this disparity study is like going back and reconstructing your tax return.
What are we doing already? What's working? Where are we? And how do we improve?
But the reason you got to spend all that money to do it is contractors sued the city of Richmond, Virginia years ago over whether or not they could have a race-based goal, not quota, goal program for minority women-owned businesses. And as a result, our United States Supreme Court has said you have to have a narrowly tailored remedy. So you got to show what's the capacity to do the business. And then you got to show that you have businesses who can do it. And then you set goals. So look, that's the first step. We'll do the study. It'll take maybe 10 months to a year. And then assuming there is a disparity, I'd be shocked if there isn't one. Then we got to adopt a remedy. And in the process, with your help and others, we've encouraged Metro to do the same thing. They hadn't done it. And our Port Authority. And I hope, at least I see signs that indicate that our message has gotten through and they realize it. Look, we can't thrive if we don't have Hispanic-owned, women-owned, African-American-owned, South Asian-owned businesses as well that are part of this economy.
So for those who say, we don't need a disparity study, we don't need a small business program, what is the counter-argument to that?
The counter-argument is, if you want businesses to continue to grow, you can't just have those at the top. Really, the backbone of our economy is not really our thriving, large, megatropolis businesses. It's small businesses. Those mom and pop operations, the restaurants, that's really where most people work. And during an era in which we have close to full employment, here's a real challenge. We got so many people who are working every day and don't make enough to make ends meet. And that's why it's important that we have Hispanic-owned businesses, other minority groups, and women
Yes.
who control businesses as well. We got to bring all of these ships. If you really want this place to sail,
Yeah.
you gotta, that high tide has to raise all these boats,
Yeah.
not just those who've been blessed.
So we were there. We went and spoke at Commissioner's Court. There were women contract. There's a variety of people who said, let's do this disparity study. Let's get this going. And there's a lot of excitement out there of people saying, let's see what it comes back with and what it says. And in terms of a timeline, disparity study comes back in 10 months. Let's say that it says we can do better. What's the next step?
Well, then the next step is to adopt a narrowly tailored program to implement
Yes.
the recommendations that come out of it. But let me tell you, leading up to it, the county ought to have a small business bonding program. There are some race-neutral small business things that we ought to do. We ought to not bundle all of these projects up from this $2.5 billion.
Break up the bundle. Break it up.
So that we have smaller businesses who can do
Yes.
some of that work. Look, here's a perfect example. Think about the time you put in, the work you put in, working with our mayor and other leaders, going to South America, looking for businesses. And that's important. We got to open up new markets.
Yes.
But we need to open up some new markets
Right here in Houston.
Right here in town.
And that would be a very easy way of doing
Easy
it,
way
which
to go
is
across
to
the
break
track.
up some of those big bundles and make sure that it's accessible to some of the smaller firms. We look forward to working with you. The bond just passed by overwhelming support. And I think in this particular instance on the small business program, I think if people look at it from an economic standpoint and that we all stand to gain from this, it takes away the R and the D. It's about economic impact.
Hey, this place has always been a place of big ideas.
Yes.
And you think of those Allen brothers founding this city right there on that bayou, sort of fibbing a little bit as though it's navigable. And it is when you have a flood. But we're going to spend more money than has ever been spent in this region.
That's correct.
Between what the city does, assuming they pass their issue to deal with flooding issues as well, what the county has done, the resources that are coming from our bipartisan members of Congress, House and the Senate working together. The real challenge is how we bridge this divide. Something's wrong when you have almost full employment, but there's so many people working every day. And that goes to those issues of, are we being fair to women? Hey, here are the issues. How about paid family leave? Why is it so many women who have children and then have to stop to get those children started, have to lose their slot on the rankings in terms of a job? Why don't we look at making sure that we're giving all of our government employees a livable wage?
Yes.
At the county, at the city, at the school district, and that encourages the private sector to do it. So you got a host of, it's really that income inequality issue.
Yes.
This really is in a lot of ways a tale of two cities, and we can't make it that way.
Right. Well, and we know that women earn 76 cents to $1, and if you're Hispanic woman, even less than that.
Even less.
So a lot of work to be done, but count on our commissioner here, Ellis, that he's out there advocating and partnering with the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and so many other groups, making sure that it is an equitable place. We thank all of the commissioners for their investment and time with the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for being with us.
Honored to be with you.
Very good. And we'll be right back. The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading regional advocate for the economic and civic interests of the Hispanic business community. We seek to empower our members through a diverse range of programs and initiatives. The Chamber provides the business community with resources needed to build economic success. For more information, please visit our website at www.houstonhispanicchamber.com.
Gosh, what a great organization, what great leadership from Dr. Morello. You always want to go where the future is, and this is where the future is. And when you look at this people, the quality of the production, everything about this organization and the leadership, this is what you want to be a part of.
The Hispanic Chamber is a force in policy, in the economy, and in politics.
We've been talking about the ways that the Chamber has grown and how it influences the community.
Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has been very actively involved with HISD.
This is an organization that says, what can we do to help future generations? So that is why Harris County will stand beside this organization, help the Chamber any way it can.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading regional advocate for the economic and civic interests of the Hispanic business community. Our advocacy efforts took center stage in 2018. Our three legislative priorities include DACA, NAFTA, and census. Collectively, the economic impact of these three legislative priorities is $24.8 billion in the greater Houston region. The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce announced a wide-ranging partnership with the City of Houston ahead of the pivotal 2020 U.S. Census to increase engagement and broaden awareness.
I asked them for their support without hesitating. The Hispanic Chamber came to our rescue. Thank you, Dr. Comercio.
This year, Vincent and Elkins filed an amicus brief providing legal arguments for keeping DACA on behalf of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
These DACA recipients are not allowed to stay here. We will lose over $460 billion.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce says not only is this going to impact families, our local economy is going to get a big hit if a legislative solution to this is not found.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce said DACA recipients help drive the local economy.
We'll fight this fight every day until we are able to find a legislative solution.
We saw a victory when the United States District Court agreed with the arguments made in our amicus and denied a preliminary injunction to the plaintiff state seeking to immediately end DACA. We have utilized our media platform, which includes CBS, Intercom, Univision, KHOU 11, and the Q to disseminate facts and figures. Additionally, the national media has taken notice of our chamber and has featured us on Bloomberg, CNN, The Washington Post, NPR, Money Week, to name a few. We've leveraged our 2018 initiatives as part of our outreach to small business and corporate partners in an effort to educate and emphasize our role as the leader of Houston's new majority. We prepared op-eds, wrote white papers, held press conferences, presented on local and national panels, and launched a robust billboard campaign.
NAFTA, as you know, your chamber once again has taken the lead. The numbers don't lie.
This is about jobs, economic impact. We know that a trade between the U.S. and Mexico is over $180 billion as it relates to Texas.
You all are very aware of the importance that this brings to our county, to our region, and the number of jobs that can be created as a result of the MWBE program.
It was also a banner year for the Chamber's annual initiatives. We introduced two groundbreaking and data-focused Hispanic Impact Summits, held the Women's Leadership Conference and Business Expo, Health, Innovation, and Technology Summit, our annual Luncheon and Business Expo, the largest in Houston, as well as our elected officials reception, annual awards gala, and we graduated the third cohort of the Business Institute and seventh cohort of Emerging Leaders. The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce remains mission-focused.
And as go Hispanics, so goes Houston.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading regional advocate for the economic and civic interests of the Hispanic business community, the leader of Houston's new majority.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading regional advocate for the economic and civic interests of the Hispanic business community. We seek to empower our members through a diverse range of programs and initiatives. The Chamber provides the business community with resources needed to build economic success. For more information, please visit our website at www.houstonhispanicchamber.com.
We are a part of this community, and this community is a part of us. When protecting someone's rights, liberties, and access to justice, we're not just representing people, we're representing
your father,
your sister, your neighbor.
We are representing our community, the Gonzalez Law Group, your legal team for life.
And welcome back to CBS. This is Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Happy that you're joining us today. We'd like to feature our members, and today we're featuring none other than Marco Gonzalez. You'll be really impressed with his story, his law firm, and the great success that they've had growing their business and the things that they do that can be helpful to you, family, and friends. So, managing member owner, Marco Gonzalez with the Gonzalez Law Group. Marco, thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, we've been so excited, having this partnership with you and your firm, and every time I see you, you've got another attorney and another attorney. And so tell folks that are watching this, how you got involved with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and then we're going to talk about your firm.
Okay, well, I've always heard good things about the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, but the last 4 years or so, I've just been really building up the law firm from scratch, and now I've been at the point where it's starting to get out of my own little bubble, like building the business. And
external now, trying to meet people, trying to get contacts, which is probably what drew you to the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, right?
Exactly.
Is to find new business and to make sure that folks know the Gonzalez Law Group and what you do. Tell us about your practice. I've heard everything from family, immigration, taxes. What do you cover?
Well, our main areas are family, immigration, criminal law, probate estate planning, personal injury, and we also do business transactional law as well. Business transactional, business disputes, contract disputes for business to business.
And your firm, how many attorneys are you up to now?
We're at a dozen lawyers.
1 dozen lawyers. So I'm pretty sure if you're listening, there's a lawyer at the Gonzalez Law Group that can assist you, that can take your call. They're bilingual, very accessible. I think that's one of the things that we really appreciate is that no matter if you're a small business owner, you've got some more serious needs, that you've got the people on your team. And let's not forget all of your other employees that help support your attorney. So it's a big group, all said and done.
Yeah, it's 12 lawyers, and then there's 2 that took the bar, and hopefully they'll pass in November.
Yes,
and so
no
we'll
pressure if you're watching the other 2
so
folks.
Then we should be at 14 attorneys in November, but we have a total, there's 35 of us total. 35 of us total, and then from 4 years ago, it was just me meeting people at Starbucks, didn't even have an office, and it's just blown up, and we're one of the fastest growing law firms in the country.
And you're from Houston, where are you from?
Yeah, well, I was born in McAllen, down in the valley. But at 4 years old, my dad moved.
You're from Houston. That's
Houston. Yeah. So I went to South Houston High School.
A Trojan, huh?
A Trojan, South Houston Trojan, and then I went to did my undergrad at UT in Austin. So
very good.
Love Texas and Houston. I love all the sports, everything Astros, Texans, everything.
Yes, that's wonderful.
But me and my group, we work with a passion. We love helping people, and we really dedicate ourselves to helping people, helping the clients, so they feel that they're a part of a family. Like we treat them like, family. We don't treat them like numbers, and we want to win every case.
Well, very good.
No matter how big or how small, we want to win. We want to win.
So you see that number on our screen. Please call them. They'll be happy to assist you. And we always encourage folks to support our members, our sponsors. They've been good to the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We've referred people to them. We hope that you take them up, find some information. And it's always good, I'm sure you find, especially with small business, they think they can go to their cousin next door and resolve some things. And the truth is that as they become more professional, there's a lot of things they need to take care of that you guys can help them on the front end instead of fixing something because they've not taken the legal right steps, correct?
Exactly.
I'm sure you see it all the time. So if you had to give small business owners some advice in terms of working with attorneys, what advice do you give a small business owner who's watching?
Well, for small business owners, there's a lot of different things, because some people love what they do. Like if they love cooking, people love their food. When they get into business, they realize that it's a lot more than just cooking. There's, marketing, promotions, dealing with human resources, dealing with employees, dealing with taxes, dealing with managing the business. And a lot of people, sometimes fail because, of that. They love cooking, but they don't understand all the aspects of running a business. But if you have a lawyer, a law firm, by your side that can help you do everything and manage everything, then your business will flow, and we can help you to concentrate more on what you love doing, instead of all the things, all the legalities that come with running a business, a small business, because we know how to do that, and we can help you with everything.
And I'm sure they can also refer you to other professionals, and the key is to surround yourself with professionals that can take care of the things you don't need to be worried about, and it's best to take care of them on the front end versus going and fixing them. Count on the Gonzalez Law Group to help you with your legal needs. Information's on the screen. Please make sure you give them a call, and we want to thank the entire group. Marco, thank you. Congratulations. We're very proud of you. You're a go-getter, and you're making sure that you're out there, and I know that you'll continue to succeed. So to you and your team, we thank you. And on behalf of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, we want to thank you for watching, and we ask that you come right back. Thank you.